Hi, I'm Ketch Secor from the Old Crow Medicine Show, and I'm the second half of the co-writer of the song Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel. That's the song that is so famous in your town. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the song and how it came to me and how I came to you for the first time in Johnson City. And anyway, give you a little bit of the backstory on this song that's heard around the world and makes folks in Rangoon, Vietnam, Queensland, New Zealand, I don't know where else, Addis Ababa. People sing this song all around the world, and they all shout when they get to the line about your town. And so that's always made me feel really happy for JC and Washington County, even though I always thought of myself more identified with Elizabethton. We'll get to that later. Anyway, when I was about 17, I had never been to Johnson City, Tennessee, but I met this girl from Kingsport, and I needed more syllables in the song than Kingsport was going to provide. Now, this girl from Kingsport was the kind of person that inspires a young person like me to write music, and yet Kingsport just a little flat. I needed more syllables, frankly, and so that's why I put y'all's town name into this song. Now, a year later, I finally went to Johnson City on a Greyhound bus, making a connection from visiting my family in Ohio and going back to Virginia. And when I went through Johnson City, I got off because, of course, there's a smoke break on the Greyhound station in Johnson City. All you JC Greyhound riders know it. And I'm very familiar with the downtown transportation center in beautiful Johnson City. God, it's right by the down home. Anyway, it's right by the library where I used to go check my email. It's on Roan Street, as I recall. Anyway, so I got there to Johnson City and I got off the bus and, driver's like, smoke you a cigarette or, you know, take you a break. And anyway, I'm looking around and I thought, so this is the town that I chose to sing about. And I immediately felt like this was my town. Like I had championed the cause of an unsung hero, a crown jewel in East Tennessee that needed a special song about it. So that was the moment that I thought, oh man, I love it here. I want to come back. And I did about 3 years later with my band, Old Crow Medicine Show. We were looking to, I guess, do the kind of like, I think it was Henry David Thoreau who said, I went to the woods to suck the marrow from life. Well, we went to Johnson County to suck the marrow of life. Anyway, Johnson County, which y'all know is, the easternmost county in the state, was not Johnson City by any stretch. And we didn't live in Johnson City. We lived in Johnson County, which was, a place with, we didn't have running water or electricity until the folks at Mountaineer Electric Co-op showed up from Mountain City. Anyway, this began a period of life that I think of as hillbilly boot camp, when a whole bunch of boys from away came to the mountains of East Tennessee and learned how to authenticate old-time music and to do it well. And one of the things that made it possible for us to do it well was finding venues where we could play. So playing in Johnson City in 1999 and 2000 were things that we did to get by, to learn the skills. Also playing local festivals like Trade Days in Trade, Tennessee, or playing in Mountain City, or playing at Sue's Grocery and Grill in Butler, Tennessee, or playing in Jonesboro at the Storytelling Festival, or playing at Slagle's Pasture up in Gray. These were the kinds of gigs that we could do and learn about songcraft and learn about working a crowd. But all of it was taking place in that beautiful environment of East Tennessee where so much history is. One of the songs that we were singing back then was a song called Tell It to Me, Drink Corn Liquor, Let the Cocaine Be. Well, later I learned that that song had been recorded in Johnson City during their slightly less famous than the Bristol sessions. I think maybe 1928 is when the Johnson City sessions happened. But that was recorded by the Grant brothers. The Grant brothers had been in the Teneva Ramblers with the great Jimmy Rogers, and had elected not to go to Bristol. They were living in Buncombe County, North Carolina at the time, and they had come from Johnson City. Anyhow, that's just another one of the parts of the Old Crow Medicine Show's relationship to Johnson City, something that we treasure. And anyway, about a year ago, folks told me that this exciting new mural was going up in Johnson City, and I was so delighted to hear that there was going to be some reference to the song that where people shout Johnson City all around the world. And so I wanted to come on to the camera so that everybody back home in Johnson City, Tennessee would know that even as a non-native son, just a traveler, just somebody who came through on a bus and kissed a girl from Kingsport and then came back and realized I liked it there, and then went up and, worked up in Elizabethton and hung out in, Hampton, Pogie and all that. Somebody who then went on to Nashville has always kept Johnson City in their heart. I always will. I'm proud of my part of the story of Johnson City, and I can't wait for that Dr. Enough sponsorship. So tell him I sent you, will you? Anyway, these have been strange times, but I love everybody up there in Johnson City, and I wish you all well. Thanks for the love and support you show to the Old Crow Medicine Show by singing Wagon Wheel, that you showed to one another by teaching kids to sing this, kids that might be a part of the bluegrass tradition or old-time music traditions. This is a song that was built one campfire at a time. So pick up your guitar or your dulcimer or your mandolin and strum these 4 simple chords just like this. Walking due south, out of Roanoke, caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. But he's headed west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on before the sun. Hear my baby calling my name, I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free in Johnson City, Tennessee.